You said it's my fault.
All right, part 3. We were working on Insomniac before, and I'm still on the project. We recorded the second verse of that. Just literally did scream out my lungs. My voice kind of hurts. And now we're just going to go into what we call compiling the vocal takes. See how many vocal takes we did for each little line. This is my vocal process. I find this to be the best in terms of efficiency and like the end result. There's many different processes I've used. I've like tried out every process that you would normally come across on the internet and from other people. Any vocal process that you've probably already heard of, I've tried. People have the different ways to do about it. There's probably better ways, definitely, to get a vocal take than what I'm doing. But in terms of efficiency, this is what works best. I like to record like this, comp it down, run it through Melodyne, tune it up, dress it up, mix it, and then put it into the song. And then at that point, I'll judge it if it's like ass or not. I don't want to judge a song off a raw vocal take that I have auto-tune on and one compressor. I try to be that way, but I'm not the best singer, as you might have been able to tell. So when I hear my voice post mixing, it's like, oh, this sounds like some heat. Now I feel inspired to make this a whole song. And since I do that a lot, all of the projects I work on, I just want to hear the vocal when it's mixed. You know what I mean? Maybe not entirely mixed, but just to the point where it's like, oh, fuck, I could post this and not have a second thought about it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff that I will record just dry to get the ideas off. If I were to post that, I would be like, it sounds like shit, dude. I'm pitchy. It sounds weird. It sounds cringy. Like there's just something about the performance. But once you get the best parts of it, not much more to say on that. That's just how I feel. And this is like a quick way to do that. So you can get your vocals mixed very quickly and also have them good. But you're not just cutting corners per se. This is going to be good enough to be used on the final draft. You know what I mean? And I also have no problem going back and re-recording stuff. This allows me to do it. So this is how this happened. Fair warning, this shit is annoying. Like you think trying out snare samples is annoying? This is the same exact dude singing the same exact line fucking 20 times and you're going to be hearing, yeah, make sure there's no auto-tune on there. Actually, I know for sure I'm not going to use this. So I'm going to delete that, maybe. Nope.
Tournament prolonged.
No.
Tournament prolonged.
That one, end part right there. Remember, not necessarily looking for it to be in pitch, but like the performance and emotion, like the way it sounds to you. You can fix pitch, but you cannot fix like the actual raw emotion of it.
Tournament prolonged. Tournament prolonged.
I just think I
Prolonged. Tournament prolonged. Tournament prolonged. Tournament. I'm degraded. I'm degraded for fun. 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 Tournament prolonged. Graded for. I'm degraded for. Graded for fun. Graded for fun. Graded for fun.
And sometimes I'll test them with the auto-tune to see if one catches better in pitch.
Only text when you're drunk. Only text when you're drunk. Only text when you're drunk.
The problem with this is you just record too many takes and then you don't feel like going through every single take. I should only record good ones or just delete immediately when I know it's not good enough. You know what I mean? That would really help.
Only text when you're drunk. Only text when you're drunk. You only text when you're drunk. 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 You won't let me move on. Scream out my lungs. Mama, I wanna scream out my lungs. Reduce me to dust.
That's actually really good.
Reduce me to dust. 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 Reduce me to dust. Water. Reduce me to dust. 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 Water me down till I rust. 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 Tournament prolonged. I'm degraded for only text when you're drunk. You won't let me move on. You said it's my fault. I wanna scream out my lungs. Reduce me to dust. Water me down till I rust.
Okay, now what's next is we have the performance, right? Minus the scream. We're just gonna dress it up. before we send it into Melodyne. These are the same take, right? This is for my own aesthetic purposes, but I like doing this. It brings me so much satisfaction just dressing it up, cleaning it up. Okay, now it's time to make sure they're all the same gain. These parts are loud. You don't want to do it too much because that ruins the dynamic. You want to hit the compressor louder and harder. You actually do want it to be louder if it's on purpose, because I performed it louder on purpose because it was a more emotion. The build-up's happening. So don't turn that to be the same exact volume as the rest of the performance, because it's like that on purpose, dynamics.
Tournament prolonged.
And now we're just going to time it. We're going to use the metronome, tournament prolonged, right? Just thinking every 8. Make sure it's locked in the 8s. I usually do this manually. I don't do quantizing, go in here and quantize it and stuff, just because I feel like this is a better result by far if you just do it manually. I'm really on time, dude. This never really happens. Look at that. That's right, the D. This is just immaculate timing.
Graded for
Wow.
graded for fun. I'm degraded for fun. Only.
Wow. I need like a breath. Move this breath closer. See, I'll do little stuff like this, right? Before you send it into Melodyne. Scooting that breath over so you can hear that natural cadence as if I sung them back to back as a phrase and not just like punching in. Little tricks like that. That's the shit you just get from years of experience, right? Sound a little abrupt, so we'll just, this does seem early. I'm gonna do this over a nudge. This is just me personally. You can mix and arrange your vocals however you want. This is my style. I like my shit very pristine, very on time. It's just like these little 1% improvements that makes the overall picture so much prettier to listen to. And like stuff that I don't really notice unless it's clear A and B. You know what I mean?
Only text when you're fun. Only text when you're drunk.
No, it's not taking the life out of it. If anything, it's helping it out. It can be distracting to have something that's a little off time. Oh fuck, now you're paying attention to something that was off time. Distracted.
Text when you're drunk. Text when you're drunk. You won't let me move on.
Done. Is that a triplet? Shit.
You said it's my fault, and it's my fault.
I always tend to go early, jump early on these takes. As soon as I start singing louder with more energy, I always jump the gun. We'll leave this part early, right? Just because that's how I want to have it expressed. And maybe that's on purpose, you know what I mean? Like something light and airy is going to be a little tucked behind the pocket. Something aggressive is going to be a little ahead of the beat, you know what I mean?
You said it's my fault.
It's in time, actually.
I want to scream out.
I love how big of breaths and
Scream out my lungs.
see, that has emotion to it, you know what I mean? You can hear my breath, how loud that shit is.
I want to scream out my lungs. Reduce me to dust.
That guy over, I guess.
Reduce me to
Okay, leave well enough alone.
reduce me to water. Water. Be down till I rest. Be down till I rest. Water. Be down till I rest. Be down till I rest.
And just double check it. It's 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's put it into Melodyne while we're checking it. Put it before anything. You don't. A process going into Melodyne. For those of you who don't know what Melodyne is or have it, it is worth it. Worth every penny. Anyways, so here we go. Right. So there's 2 parts that I noticed that are off a little. Right here, there's a little triplet, so I'm going to be careful when I time that.
I feel drunk. You won't let me move
Right,
on.
the let me move down. You won't let me move. I think that's a triplet. I want to say this triplet. Triplet. I think it could just be like a dotted rhythm or something.
That is my fault.
That's a little too early. You'll see. I'm excited, dude. All right. And now, if you haven't ever tuned your vocal like this, just watch. Remember how I was like, trust the process, bro? And you can't fix a bad singer. Yes. And I'm going to tune myself up really nice. It's going to sound so much better. I've been using Melodyne for and before that I used Logic's Flex Pitch. That's the reason I got Logic. The only reason why I started producing on the computer instead of my phone was because of Flex Tune feature in Logic. And it turns out that sounds disgusting when you don't sing it right. When you are a bad singer and you don't sing it correctly, like at least 85 to 90% correctly in the right pitch zone, and you try to pitch it, it's so artificial sounding. You got to at least sing it 85% on pitch to make it do its job correctly. Otherwise, it'll sound fake. Like it would just sound disgusting. You could tell it's been mangled with. So all those who are like, oh, anyone can sound good, whatever, just put some autotune over. Like, no, dude, I dare you record your dog on there, put some autotune on there. It's going to sound disgusting. record yourself better. I'm not the best vocalist. I'm not saying I'm so good. That's why it works. I'm not that good of a singer. So hopefully that's encouraging. Just semi-decent, bro. Just semi-decent. Nothing to hit a red X on, a red X buzzer, but like definitely nothing to hold to like buzz a golden buzzer. You know what I mean? Like just something that gets the job done for you. Something that's relatively in pitch and it should be good. Yeah, so right now I'm just kind of, Melodyne does have this annoying thing where it doesn't chop the regions small enough. I wish there was a setting where you could adjust how small it does that. And I bet there is. If any of you Melodyne junkies out there wouldn't mind handing over the sauce. You know what I'm saying? I do this every time I want to get a really good tune out of my vocals. It takes a while sometimes. Melodyning or tuning your vocals like this can take longer than the comping itself and recording. This is why I'm trying to be as efficient with my vocal process as possible, because it can eat up all your time and then you're not paying attention to the whole song. You're just in the weeds, you know what I mean? I think you can see visually what I mean. You can see how they're like separating their notes and does weird shit like that sometimes. Or I think that's the end of it. So then we'll just select all, pitch them tight, dial up pitch drift just a little. And now we'll go in for the fine tuning.
Prolonged, 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 prolonged.
I'm not going to talk too much throughout this. Probably going to skip a lot of this. It's just like busy work. You don't have to necessarily hear it. You could literally see if it's out of pitch and like the lines and squiggly stuff. Pay attention to that because it literally tells you how the vocal sounds really before you even hear it. Sounds beautiful, so immaculate. Just like gluing the pieces together.
Torment prolonged. I'm degraded for fun. That's
going to be a troublesome area, I can tell.
I'm degraded for fun. I'm degraded for fun.
My voice is still out from. Let me know in the comments if y'all just want to see me do this like redundant work. Not redundant, but just like seeing me do all this boring shit. Let me know if y'all want to see me do the boring shit. That's what I'm saying. If y'all get any value just like watching me do that stuff, because you can, and just like see how I'm doing my shit. You know what I mean?
Need text when you're you won't let me move. Need text when you're need text. Only text when text when need text when you text when need text when need text when need text when you're drunk. Need text when you only text when need text only text when you're only text when you're drunk. Only text when you're only text when only text when you're I wanna scream out my text when you're drunk. You won't let me move on. You won't let me move on. Move on. When you're drunk, you won't let me move on. You said it's my fault. It's my fault. Reduce me to dust. Reduce me to dust. Water me down. Be down till I earth me down till I rust. Down till I rust. Down till I rust. Till I rust. Down till I rust. Till I rust. Earth me down till I rust. My fault. I wanna scream and it's my fault. I'll be my torment prolonged. I'm degraded for fun. Only text me you're drunk. You won't let me move on. You said it's my fault. I wanna scream out my lungs. Reduce me to dust. Water me down till I rust. Reduce me to dust. Water me down till I rust. Earth me down till I rust. Reduce me to dust. Water me down till I rust.
Now let's print.
Torment prolonged. Torment prolonged. I'm degraded.
Forgot. Do not compress going in. Make sure your volumes are so the clipping.
Torment prolonged. I'm degraded. Prolonged. I'm degraded. Only text me you're drunk. You won't let me looking hard. You said it's my fault. I wanna scream out my lungs. Reduce me to dust. Water feet down till I run.
Nice. Now when you're here, this is last step of the vocal process that I have. See how these are all chopped up and everything? That is to make every little word that I say very upfront. It saves you a lot of plugins, a lot of mixing, a lot of headache, if you just send it into your plugins at a very neutral volume across the board, I swear. And yeah, like, don't make it perfect. There's words that get buried. Those words, like right here, see this is small right here? This little guy? Especially in a dense mix. Right now, it's not too dense, but it really makes a difference. So we'll just do that.
Tournament prolonged. Tournament prolonged.
Make that more even.
Prolonged. I'm degraded for fun. Only text when you're text when you're drunk. Text when you're drunk. You won't let me move on. You won't let me move on. You said it's my fault, and it's my fault.
Not too much.
It's my fault. I want to
No. Here.
before you die. Feelings for you die. I'm not. Wait. It's no. Lost my mind. You're mad. Findings prolonged. I'm degraded for fun. Only text me you're drunk. You won't let me move on. You said it's my fault. I wanna scream out lungs. Reduce me to dust. Water feet down to my room. You take a boom.
So what I'm going to do is re-record the second pre-chorus thingy vocally. Might not do it right now. That's going to be in the worst. Also, I think it's attacky and just like kind of. I want this to be more like how it was before. Whereas I actually do want to go back to the round kick instead of using that punchy. Like, it just sounds abrasive and it's too kick driven and less bass driven. I want more bass, right? It just sounds just too much attack. I want to. I always feel hesitant opening new tracks. Let's try it. Open like 3 of them. Come here. Actually, could locate it. Delete. So here, just in case we needed to go back on the old comp.
Lungs.
Words. So load. Oh, because Melodyne copied over. Delete those. Boom. I just like copy all these. What happens if I do that? Oh, okay. Simple enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sure to save your projects before it crashes. Just fair warning. Make sure to save your project before it crashes. Where? Okay. I'm not gonna use that. Tell you one thing. No, that hurt, dude. Like, that wasn't enough. That might be the one. It's pretty good too. Fuck. Okay. Down to the final 6. It's hard. It's the same starting point.
Looks. Head easy. Tools. Reduce. Tools. Tools. Reduce. Tools. Reduce. Tools. Reduce tools.
Oh, I kind of like that one.
You said it's my fault. I want to. You said it's my fault. I want to scream at me. Reduce me.
I love it. I love that so much. Wait, where's the screen start? It starts right here. I'm gonna cut this guy.
I want to scream. I want to scream. You said I want to scream. Reduce me to my water feet. I want to scream. Reduce me. Breathe is set aside. You left me deprived. When feelings for you die.
Swell up. Keep forgetting to talk and like explain what I'm doing.
Kind. Behind. Tournament prolonged. Behind. Tournament. Behind.
Color code them. Sure. They don't need to be compressed because they're already like, right? can just get a little glue compression. I got just a little. Cool. And then just like mute the shit out of it when it's like right here.
Reduce me to what?
Fake. Let's go. Something. Whoa. I'm gonna have that swell. I'm gonna record that so I can get some swells going. Where's this guy? It's a joint. So, behind, behind. Cruel arms are created for fun. Only text me you're drunk. You won't let me alone. You said it's my fault. I wanna scream out loud. I love it when you don't give a single fuck for me. I'd rather feel pain now that loving you bores me. You take up all my I'm sleepless every night, endlessly on my mind. My grief is set aside. You left me pride. When do these feelings for you die? Do sing was one as mine was one. I'm not they talk with it to open. Don't talk, lost my mind, lost my mind, lost my mind. You're mad on Insomniac. I'm seeing the new tension. Love you every night. Where's you away? Awesome. Behind, torn prolonged. I'm degraded for fun. Only text me you're drunk. You won't let me move on. You said it's my fault. I wanna scream out loud. Reduce me in water, feet down till you take a boom. I'm sleepless every night. Concludes the session. I'm gonna probably work just a little more on this, but I'm gonna be using my phone and stuff because I'm gonna post them and whatnot. But